This man that you just witnessed draining 5 back-to-back threes is known as Rob. He's a hooper from North Carolina who's also a member of the Next Chapter, aka TNC. And I honestly think he's the most unique hooper out of the entire roster. Although TNC has a lot of talented and skilled hoopers who in my opinion are one of the best that we have ever seen on YouTube, I think Rob stands out the most for me, and that's for good reasons. Before we talk about his stats and basketball skills, first let's talk about his background. Rob, aka Robert Collin, is a professional basketball player who's from Jacksonville, North Carolina. He weighs around 183 pounds and stands at 6 feet 1 tall. Now that we got his background out of the way, let's talk about his 1v1 basketball stats. Rob is fairly new to the YouTube basketball community. He played a total of only 3 1v1 games. He won every single one of them, and despite not having enough data to work with based on the few games that I have seen him play, I can tell you that he is one of the most talented hoopers on YouTube, and probably the most unguardable hooper in the YouTube basketball community. Rob shoots around 60% from the field, which is impressive considering the cup that he plays. In the 3 games that he played, he attempted 29 shots from beyond the arc, making 14 of them, giving him a 3-pointer percentage of 48%, which is for sure above average, but nothing too special considering that he only played 3 games. However, what really is a game changer is his driving skills and post-up game. Rob has an amazing 2-pointer percentage of 74%. Out of 23 attempted 2-pointers, he made 17 of them, which shows how efficient and effective he is. As we all know, basketball is not only offense but also defense, and Rob doesn't lack in either department. Rob managed to successfully steal the ball from his opponents 5 times. Rob is an all-around good player, both offensively and defensively. Let's take a look, for example, at these clips. Notice how Rob is in a tight guard position, not letting Cam have space to properly maneuver or shoot the ball. Not only that, but Rob also was quick enough to notice Cam changing his strategy and choosing to drive to the basket, and immediately followed his every step move. Rob simply refused to give Cam any breathing room, being there in front of his face, not letting him shoot or lay the ball. This simple clip, in my opinion, is a prime example of high reflexes and excellent basketball fundamentals. In the next example, we can see Rob reaching a little bit in the beginning. However, he immediately adjusted his position once he noticed Cam going for a jumper instead of driving to the basket. Look at how perfectly his right hand is extended, not only properly denying Cam any free space, but also successfully blocking his shot. After carefully analyzing Rob's 1v1 games, I came into the conclusion that his biggest strength by far is his driving ability. Sure, his stamina is top-notch, he has a great defense and has a smooth jumper. However, they all pale in comparison to his driving skills. This clip, for example, summarizes Rob's game. He drives to the basket, carefully keeping Cam away from the ball with his right arm, strong enough to get him out of the way, and swiftly lays the ball despite being off-balanced. There is nothing fancy about that move, however it was street basketball 101. And that's exactly how Rob plays. No fancy moves, no crazy unnecessary spins and behind the back dribbles, just pure basketball fundamentals. Rob is so efficient at driving to the basket that in his game against Hoodie Kell, Rob literally had a 2-pointer percentage of 80%. He is so good at his craft that the only way to stop him is to not guard him too tightly in order to be able to anticipate him driving to the basket and probably blocking his shot. On the other hand, if you give him enough space, he will drain threes back to back like it's nothing. This frustrated many hoopers and forced them to simply foul him in order to stop him from driving to the basket. Despite Rob being an elite hooper, hence the fact that he is an actual pro and plays basketball for a living, he does have his own share of weaknesses. Rob is an all-around good hooper with great basketball fundamentals, so it's really hard to pinpoint any significant weaknesses. However, after doing my analysis, I think his main weaknesses are he travels a lot. If it was any other YouTube hooper, I wouldn't consider it a weakness. However, for an overseas pro and someone of his caliber, he shouldn't travel this often. His second main weakness is his predictability. Rob's game plan is obvious. He is not a tricky hooper such as Moon or Nas. He is more of a straightforward player, which is not bad in itself. However, if he plays against someone who watched him hoop a few times, he will have a huge advantage over him. However, his last weakness is by far his worst one, and that is the fact that he can't go left. Every time that Rob lays the ball is with his right arm. I think if his opponents force him to go left, he would be at a huge disadvantage. However, that's just my opinion.
Everything just now, bro. Here's no t-shirts. I'll tell you, bro.
This takes away nothing from Rob, as he is without a shadow of a doubt one of the best hoopers out of TNC and definitely one of my favorites.
I've always tried to walk the line, but